She stole our wedding money for a girls' trip, so I stranded them at the airport. She told me, let's just keep the wedding money in my account. It'll be easier that way. Seemed simple enough. Then, out of nowhere, a week later, she called off the wedding and hopped on a girls' trip. The kicker? She had no idea I still had access to the account. The moment her plane touched down, I locked the whole thing. Now she's stuck at the airport with her friends, blowing up my phone like it's on fire, begging for help. But before I dive into all that, let me say this, I've noticed the channel's been slowing down a bit lately. If you're here and you like these stories, hitting that subscribe button is the easiest way to show support. It's fast, it's free, and it really helps keep this community growing strong. My name's Tyler. I'm 29 years old, and let me tell you, I'm currently getting a crash course in human nature that cost me around 20 grand. Painful? Sure, but the entertainment value? Honestly, priceless. Brooke and I were supposed to be getting married this Saturday. Yeah, supposed to. We'd been together 4 years, engaged for 1. I really believed we had something solid. I mean, I wasn't just playing house, I was all in. About 3 months ago, Brooke brought up what seemed like a pretty sensible idea. She said, Tyler, this whole wedding fund thing is getting messy. All these different payments to vendors are confusing. Let's just put everything into one place. Her plan was to open a new savings account where we'd both chip in. Made sense at the time. Wedding planning was turning into a circus, and to be fair, Brooke was way more organized than I was. I'd been tossing in about 2 grand each month toward wedding costs, and she was putting in around 1,500, some of it from her, some from family gifts. Between both of us and some help from our families, we had about $35,000 saved. Brooke opened the account at her bank and added me as a joint account holder with full access. I set up an automatic transfer so my contributions would just go in each month without me having to think about it. Everything looked totally normal until last Tuesday. I was at work when I got the text. No warning, no phone call, just a cold message that pretty much nuked 4 years of my life in a few sentences. Tyler, I can't go through with the wedding. I need space to figure things out. I'm going away for a while to think. Please cancel everything and let people know. I just stared at that text for a solid 10 minutes. Then I called her, straight to voicemail. Tried again? Voicemail. So I texted her back, Brooke, we need to talk. You can't just end our wedding like this over a message. No reply. So I drove over to her apartment. Her car was gone. I used my spare key to get inside, and sure enough, half her clothes were missing, along with her big suitcase. Later that evening, her sister Paige called me. Tyler, I'm really sorry. Brooke asked me to explain everything. Explain what, exactly? I asked. She's been feeling unsure for a while now, Paige said. All the wedding pressure just became too much. So now she needed time away? Where did she go? I asked. She didn't say anything specific, Paige told me. Just that she needed to get away and clear her head. So come Wednesday morning, I'm the one making all the miserable calls, canceling vendors, letting friends and family know the wedding's off. It was humiliating. On top of that, we lost about 12 grand in non-refundable deposits and fees. Just burned through it. Gone. Thursday hits, and I'm still buried in planning chaos when my phone buzzes. It's an Instagram notification. I open it, and there it is, Brooke, smiling at an airport gate with 4 of her bridesmaids. All of them dressed for vacation, dragging designer luggage like they're headed to the damn Maldives. The location tag? Miami International Airport. Next story? They're already on the plane, toasting with champagne. Caption reads, girls' trip we needed. Sometimes you have to choose yourself. You better believe I screenshotted every last frame before those stories vanished. So let me get this straight, Brooke tells me she's calling off our wedding because she needs time to think, and then immediately flies to Miami with her bridesmaids for what looks like a luxury vacation. By Friday morning, curiosity got the best of me. I decided to check our joint wedding fund, just to see what was left after all the cancellations. That's when I spotted a string of recent transactions from the past few days. Turns out, Brooke had been pulling some serious cash from our wedding account. Multiple $3,000 withdrawals, plus an $8,500 transfer straight into her personal checking account. Altogether, she siphoned off $14,500 just to fund her Miami getaway. I didn't waste any time. Called the bank right away. Hi, this is Tyler Bennett. I need to make a withdrawal from my joint savings account. How much would you like to take out, sir? All of it, I said without hesitation. That same afternoon, I drove over to the bank and closed the account entirely. There was $20,500 left after Brooke's little spending spree, every single dollar I'd personally put in over the past year, plus whatever interest had accrued. I even included a little note when I transferred what was technically her share, about $1,500 back to her personal account. Your money returned as requested. See, here's what Brooke clearly didn't think through. She'd been using our joint wedding fund like her own personal ATM, assuming there was more than enough in there, and I wouldn't catch on right away. But since I was still legally a joint account holder, I had every right to pull out the money, and that's exactly what I did. That Friday night, Brooke was still playing social media star. She posted more Instagram stories, fancy dinners on South Beach, overpriced cocktails, luxury shopping bags. All of it about to come back and bite her hard. I went to sleep that night with a feeling in my gut that Saturday, the day we were supposed to say I do, was going to get interesting. Update 1. Saturday morning kicked off with my phone basically going nuclear. First ring came in at 8:47 a.m. Brooke. I let it go to voicemail. Again at 9:15, straight to voicemail. Then a text, Tyler, call me back now. My cards aren't working. Another call, this one from an unknown Miami number. Voicemail again. I made myself a coffee and decided to start the day by listening to the chaos. First voicemail was Brooke, sounding confused. Tyler, something's weird. My card got declined at breakfast and my banking app is showing the wrong balance. Call me back. Second one? Way more panicked. Tyler, this isn't funny. My account's almost empty. We still have 3 days left here. The hotel's asking for a new card. Third message was from that Miami number, one of her bridesmaids. Hey Tyler, this is Lauren. Brooke's freaking out. Her cards keep getting declined, and she's saying her account's empty. Can you please call her? I topped off my coffee and checked Instagram. Sure enough, Brooke had posted a story at 7:30 that morning, her and the girls at some beachfront brunch spot, clearly not cheap. The caption? Living our best life. Yeah, probably right before the card got declined. Then at 10:55, she called again. This time, I answered. Tyler, thank God. Something's seriously wrong with my account. All my money's gone. I kept my voice calm. That's unfortunate. Unfortunate? What are you talking about? You need to help me figure out what happened. Oh, I already know what happened, I said. What do you mean? I took my contributions out of our joint wedding account. Dead silence on the other end. Maybe 15 seconds of nothing. You what? I withdrew my money. The money I put in for the wedding. You know, the one you canceled. But I need that money. We're stuck in Miami. Brooke, you canceled our wedding by text, then used the wedding fund to pay for a luxury vacation. Why on earth would I leave my money sitting there for you to spend? I didn't steal anything. It was our money. Our money for our wedding. You canceled the wedding. So I took my part back. You can't just do that. Actually, I can. It's a joint account, remember? I only took what I put in. But now I'm stranded. You're stranded because you made some dumb decisions with money that wasn't yours to blow. Tyler, please. The hotel's asking for payment and my credit cards are maxed out. Sounds like a personal problem. Amy problem? Tyler, we were supposed to get married today. No, we weren't. You canceled that plan, remember? More silence. Tyler, don't be like this. I made a mistake with the timing, but I'm really in trouble here. You're in trouble because you wrecked our relationship, then funded a beach trip with stolen money. What part of that sounds like my problem? I was going to pay it back. With what? You don't even have a job. So yeah, I'm not rushing in to bail you out. You're just going to leave me stranded? I'm going to let you deal with the consequences of your own actions. And with that, I hung up. At 11:40, Lauren called again from that Miami number. I picked up. Tyler, it's Lauren again. Look, I know Brooke screwed this up, but you can't just leave us here like this. Why not? Because we're broke. None of us brought enough money. Brooke said she had it all covered using the wedding fund. You mean the stolen wedding fund? She said you guys agreed to take a break. We agreed to nothing. She blindsided me and took the money. Tyler, please. We're splitting 2 hotel rooms and the bill is $2,400. If we can't pay, they're gonna kick us out. Lauren, not my problem. You all went on vacation with someone else's money. That's on you. This is insane. What's insane is 5 grown adults going on a trip without bringing enough cash. Then I hung up on her, too. Update 2. Desperation ramps up. The rest of Saturday? Non-stop phone calls. Brooke, Lauren, and 2 of the other bridesmaids took turns trying to wear me down. Every approach you could imagine, the guilt trip, the pleading, the emotional manipulation. The messages just kept coming. More calls, more pleading. Then came the fear. Tyler, we're scared, one of the bridesmaids texted. The hotel manager is getting aggressive about the bill. Then came the bargaining. If you just wire enough to cover the hotel and flights, Brooke swears she'll pay back everything. Then the threats. We're going to dispute this with the bank. You can't just steal community property. But my personal favorite came around 3 p.m. when Brooke's maid of honor called. Tyler, this is Haley, she said, voice full of fake authority. What you've done is theft. That money was for your wedding. I couldn't help myself. The wedding? You mean the one Brooke canceled? She was having pre-wedding jitters. That's normal. Yeah? What's not normal is canceling a wedding via text and using the wedding fund for a South Beach vacation. You're being vindictive. No, I'm being rational. She called off the wedding, so I pulled my contributions. Pretty straightforward. But now we're stuck here. You're stuck because you decided to celebrate on stolen money. That's on you. And just like that, she was out of arguments. Meanwhile, the Instagram stories had shifted from party mode to panic mode. Around 4 p.m., Brooke posted one from the hotel pool, no fancy cocktails, no shopping bags. Just a shot of them sitting around looking miserable. The caption? Dealing with some unexpected issues, but staying positive. The damage control had officially begun. At 6 p.m., the big guns showed up. Brooke's mom. Tyler, what is going on? She demanded. Brooke called me in tears, said you abandoned her in Miami. Hi, Mrs. Carter. Brooke canceled our wedding. Then she took over $14,000 from the wedding fund for a vacation. So I took back my contributions. She's confused and emotional about the wedding. That's normal. What's not normal, I said, is raiding a joint account and blowing it on hotels and designer bags after calling off an engagement via text. I didn't know it was that much money. Well, it was. Between the flights, the restaurants, the hotel for 5 people. Trust me, it adds up fast. Tyler, please. Just help her get home. Then you two can work this out. There's nothing left to work out. She made her choices. I'm really disappointed in you. And I'm really disappointed in your daughter. So I guess we're even. Then I hung up and blocked her number. That night, the Instagram posts dried up. The last one was at 7:15 p.m., a grainy shot of their hotel room. No caption. Just silence. Update 3, the meltdown. Sunday morning brought a whole new level of desperation. At 9:30 a.m., Brooke called again. Her voice was hoarse, shaky. Tyler, please. I'm begging you. We got kicked out of the hotel this morning. Why? Because my card got declined for the final payment. We're sitting in the lobby, with our luggage. Have you tried calling your parents? They don't have thousands just lying around. What about your friends' families? Lauren's parents hung up on her. The others are too embarrassed to even call home. Well, sounds like y'all didn't plan this trip too well. Tyler, I know you're mad at me, but don't punish my friends. They didn't do anything. I'm not punishing anyone. You brought them on a trip you couldn't afford. That's not my fault. I thought we had the money. We did for a wedding. That you canceled. I'll pay it back. With what? You quit your job, remember. That one hit her hard. I could hear it in the silence. 6 weeks before all this, she'd left her marketing job to focus on wedding planning and married life. I'll find something else, she mumbled. Good luck interviewing from a hotel lobby. Tyler, what do you want? What will it take for you to help us? Nothing. It's not my problem anymore. How can you be so cold? How can you be so entitled? You blew my money on a party and now you want me to bail you out. Click. I hung up again. Then around 2 p.m., I got a call from a number I didn't recognize. Is this Tyler Bennett? Yeah. This is Manager Alvarez from the Fontainebleau Hotel. We have guests here who gave us your number regarding a payment issue. Let me guess. Brooke Carter and friends? Yes, sir. They claim their account was frozen and asked us to call you about settling the bill. Their account's not frozen. They just spent money they didn't have. Understood, sir. Just to confirm, are you willing to guarantee payment for the remaining charges? Absolutely not. Understood. We'll handle this internally then. What does that mean? Per our policy, security will escort them off the property and will initiate collections through standard channels. That sounds more than fair. By Monday morning, Brooke's sister Paige called. I had to wire Brooke money for their flights, she said. They're flying home this afternoon. Good for them. They spent the night in the airport. Security let them stay since they had boarding passes. Sounds uncomfortable. This was cruel, Tyler. Paige, your sister canceled our wedding and used the money for a vacation with her friends. How else was I supposed to react? With a hug. She made a mistake. I'll forgive her when she pays back the $14,500 she stole. Until then, I'm done. She said it was a mistake. No, it was a choice. An expensive, calculated, deliberate choice that she planned, executed, and enjoyed right up until the bill came due. So now what? Now she deals with the consequences. Someone asked me, are you going to take her back? Take back someone who stole from me? Yeah, not a chance. Final update. About 3 weeks later, Brooke finally made it home. It was a Tuesday evening. The next day, she showed up at my apartment. When I opened the door, I barely recognized her. She looked like someone who'd aged 10 years in 2 weeks, run down, worn out, eyes hollow. Tyler, we need to talk. No, we really don't. Please, just 5 minutes. Against my better judgment, I stepped aside and let her in. I know I messed everything up, she started. That's a generous understatement. I panicked about the wedding. Everything felt so heavy and permanent. I didn't know what to do. So you stole the money and went to Miami? I didn't think of it as stealing. What exactly did you think it was? She paused. I thought of it as using our money for something I needed. You mean our wedding money? For our canceled wedding. She didn't respond to that. Just stared at the floor. I want to make it right, she finally said. I'll pay back every penny I spent in Miami. That's roughly $14,500. What's your plan? I'll get a job. With what reference? You quit your last one to plan a wedding that never happened. Someone will hire me. And in the meantime? She hesitated. Could we maybe try to work things out? I almost laughed. You canceled our wedding via text and used the wedding fund for a girls' trip. What exactly do you think we're trying to work out? I made a huge mistake. I panicked. No. You showed me exactly who you are when you thought you'd get away with it. That's not who I really am. It's exactly who you are. When things got tough, you bailed and took my money with you. She started crying. I didn't mean for it to go like this. No. You meant all of it, the text, the money, the vacation. What you didn't mean was to get caught. So, that's it, she whispered. For years and you're just done? You were done the moment you hit send on that text. I'm just catching up. She left in tears. Haven't heard from her since. I kept the $20,500 I'd pulled out of the account. Put it toward a down payment on a new condo. Turned out to be a damn good investment. Meanwhile, Brooke's bridesmaids started posting passive-aggressive nonsense on social media. Stuff like real friends don't abandon you in a crisis and financial control is abuse. Lauren even posted a story about toxic exes who leave you stranded, like she didn't sign up for a stolen money vacation and get caught in the fallout. The irony is amazing. They're mad at me for not bankrolling their Miami heist. People have asked if I feel bad about leaving them there. Honestly, not really. 5 grown adults took a trip on stolen money and then got mad when the guy they stole from didn't foot the bill. That's not abandonment, that's called accountability. And you know what really gets me? Brooke could have talked to me. She could have said she was overwhelmed. We could have postponed the wedding. We could have taken a smaller trip to clear our heads. But that would have required honesty, communication, respect. Instead, she chose theft and silence. Now she gets to deal with the natural consequences of her choice. Thanks for letting me get this off my chest. It was an expensive life lesson, but a necessary one. Sometimes, the best revenge isn't revenge at all. It's just protecting yourself and letting other people's bad decisions wreck themselves. And trust me, it's incredibly satisfying to watch.